Hey, Chris, how you doing? I got your layout here. Good job. Really nice job. I've got a question, and this is, I think, going to make a lot of sense when you think about it, but don't answer this question even in your head till you think about it, okay? Now, what you have here is basically, first of all, there's nothing, absolutely anything wrong with what you're doing. You're doing beautiful stuff. The first page, the opening spread, the introduction using white space is stunning. I really think that's important. It's a wonderful introduction. You're showing outstanding intent. You're playing it really safe, Chris. And let me explain what I mean. Okay. You went through this, all the trouble and the tedious nature of placing the grid over your drawings. And I grid all of my sketches and I sketch before all of my projects. So I think it's a wonderful practice to get into. However, with the way that I'm seeing things, and it's really difficult to see because the grid is placed so lightly, but I'm seeing the grid back here. I'm going to take this page right here for an example. I don't think you gave me a PDF to look at. No. Oh, yeah, you did. Cool. Okay, let's do this. This will open in just 1 second, and then I can just draw this. We can take a closer look from here's what I'm looking at. Okay, this page won't be a great example. This one will even be a better example. So this wonderful grid you've drawn, 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 column grid, beautiful, amazing versatility with this, with a grid of this nature. However, right now, basically what you're doing is you're laying symmetry around a central axis, okay? My point is, why go through all this grid work if you're basically using a 2-column grid? Let me show you what I mean. Here's your first spread, okay? Here's your first page, okay? Here's the center axis. We see symmetry. The logo is centered. The image is centered. Next page, we have the call out centered around our type, which is 2-column, which makes that centered, and an image that's centered around the grid at the bottom, which again is centered. Again, we see the same formula here, here. Here you're breaking a grid a little bit. I love it. That's what I'm looking for, okay? Back to the same formula here. Center line, symmetry. Okay, this one, you have your center line, but there's nowhere in it. That's why this page is so refreshing to look at after going here, here. It almost looks like we're looking at some sort of a manual. It's so technically perfect in this symmetry that you're preserving. Okay, now, as I said, there's nothing wrong with this at all. I want you to think about really employing the grid. Okay, this is a big enough, you gave me the page size, I don't recall what it was, but I can look real quick. Okay, so 7 by 8.5. Okay, so that's gonna work just fine. And that page is big enough that you're gonna be able to do some different things here other than, you're gonna be able to use these grids, you're gonna be able to use unusual placement with all of these grids. Do you see what I'm saying? Because they'll all work mathematically because of the complex grid, not complex, but the 12-column grid. So I say use those 12 columns, Chris. Now, boy, I don't want you to think that I'm saying there's something wrong with this. I keep on going back to that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with this. But my point, and I hope you really understand it, is if you want to continue with this direction, that's fine. All I want from you is to give me some acknowledgement that you understand that drawing a grid, a 12 by 12 grid, isn't necessary if you're going to use the center line as your axis and use symmetry from there. Okay? Awesome job, Chris. Thanks.